All right, Counselor Gowdy,
Present.
Counselor Austin,
Present.
Counselor Martin.
Present.
The time is 5:30. This is the Health and Safety Committee meeting. The date is Thursday, June 10th, 2021.
Okay. Madam Clerk, for the record, verify we having a quorum.
Yes, you do. All three committee members are present.
Thank you. Let's move on right down the agenda. Remarks from the public on agenda items only.
Do we have any remarks from the public?
It doesn't
Remarks
look
from the
like.
public? All right.
All right.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, I can't see what's on my screen. It says this meeting is being recorded. Can you remove that so I can see the other part? Okay, I have it now. Okay, let's hear from the police department right now. Anybody from the police department available?
You have Captain Lundy.
Okay, Captain Lundy, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, Councilman Martin. I can hear you clear.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I hope that you can help us. Number one, can you respond to, it's not on here, but it's a part of the report. Can you give us an update of the accident at Superior and Euclid yesterday?
Yes, so we don't know all the particulars as to the reason the suspect vehicle was driving at a high rate of speed. What we do know is there were several injuries that occurred. The two suspect males bailed out of the vehicle, according to witnesses carrying firearms, and they ran into the Garfield Apartments. I think that's Emerald Gardens right here, Euclid Superior.
Okay.
Still early in the investigation. We're in the process of obtaining some video footage at the moment and hopefully get these individuals identified. The vehicle was not stolen. It was not a police chase. It was simply a car traveling at a high rate of speed that went through the intersection and struck one vehicle and caused the other vehicle to strike another vehicle. There were at least 3 parties transported to UH, one female with, I guess, pretty serious injuries, and the other with minor injuries.
So Captain Lundy, you saying 2 or 3 were seriously injured?
One that I'm aware of, the other 2 just minor injuries.
Okay. My next question to you is, one of our vehicles got damaged from the rear. What happened with that? Tell me about that, and when did that happen?
That vehicle was involved in the pursuit. I believe it was Tuesday. That was Unit 3115. They were pursuing a vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed, driving recklessly, and that pursuit ended in Euclid. Again, that case is still under investigation. We were later able to locate that vehicle and is currently being held for processing. The male that we arrested, we do not believe is the one who was driving initially. The initial chase, the male got away, and about an hour later, we received a call from Cleveland Police Department informing us that they were behind that suspect vehicle. At that time, the vehicle pulled over. Like I said, we made one arrest, but we don't believe the male was the male who was initially driving the car. We're still waiting on the estimate as far as the damage amount for that vehicle.
Hear me?
Yeah, Counselor Martin, I muted you because we're getting that feedback from your microphone again. Remember we talked about that? We have to adjust your microphone.
All right. Captain Lundy, when we have an accident like that and our vehicle is injured, does the person that was involved, if they have insurance, does that cover it, or how do we cover something like that when our vehicles are damaged?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first thing we try to do is get an estimate for the vehicle to see the total amount of damage. And at that point, we'll contact the insurance company. A lot of times they'll send an adjuster out, such as Unit 3121 is one of our Ford Tauruses. I don't know the exact amount of damage that was done. This is probably maybe about a month ago. I know that an insurance adjuster showed up earlier part of this week, and the person who struck our vehicle had insurance, and from my knowledge, is going to get repaired.
Okay, Mr. Martin, now you can unmute your microphone when you go to speak.
So Captain Lundy, update me on this vehicle that got hit in the rear, and I saw a video where the backup is hanging. At the next meeting, you or Chief Gardner, just let us know what the damage is, and does the person have insurance? How we can get the vehicle fixed. Is that a relatively new vehicle, Captain Lundy?
That is correct. That is actually our newest vehicle, is the Chevy Tahoe. Again, I don't know the total amount as of yet. As soon as we receive the quote or estimate for the repairs, we'll be sure to share with you guys. As far as the suspect vehicle having insurance, it doesn't appear that's the case right now. The vehicle was not reported stolen. From what I'm being told is that there was a younger male driving the car, and we had a lost sight of the vehicle during the pursuit. Again, Cleveland reacquired the vehicle maybe about an hour later, and the person who was driving at that point pulled over, and we were able to take that individual into custody. We later learned that person who was pulled over was not the initial person who was driving the vehicle during the initial pursuit. Apparently, these guys are renting cars and buying cars, and they're going on OfferUp or Craigslist or Instagram, and they're selling these cars for $300, $400, $500 within hours. I guess that's their way of joyriding with the cars. So there's really no way to track the person unless we, have some type of investigative tactics that we use to try to locate whoever the driver was. But as far as the actual registered owner, the vehicle was not reported stolen during the time of the pursuit.
Okay, Mr. Martin, you can unmute.
Captain Lundy, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, that works. Beautiful.
I wanted to ask you about the body cam. I know if you're aware that the Governor DeWine, has put out $13 million in the state of Ohio for body cams. And I spoke with Chief Gardner about us getting better ones if we needed it. You know anything going on with us getting new body cams out of that money?
I'm not sure exactly where we are as far as new body cams from maybe a new vendor. I've personally been in contact with the current company we go through for our body cams. The issue we have is the battery life on the body cams now. They're not lasting as long. There was a company that came in and did a demonstration for us maybe about a month ago. And I apologize, I can't tell you the name off the top of my head. I just know that the cost of the body cams were pretty high, but from my understanding, they were a lot better than the ones we're using, whereas they automatically upload into the cloud while the officers are out in the field. There were even pretty sophisticated as far as if the officer was to draw his or her firearm, the body cam would automatically upload or activate. But again, I mean, it's a cost factor. So that's something we'll have to, discuss a little later.
Captain Lundy, the money's out there, and it's more like a grant because of the issues all around, not just the state of Ohio, all around the country, where there's transparency. So if we can rely on you and Chief Gardner and people who have knowledge in this area, if we can get better body cams with better batteries, we should have been on this. This is about the second time I brought this up in 2 months, because he announced at the beginning of the year, based on some incidents in Columbus, about these body cams, and this is coming from the governor. So I don't know what's taking us so long to apply and get the best. They even got somewhere the chief can see everything going on from his desk. Okay, and if we got an issue with batteries, let's get better ones. This money's not going to be around forever. We're benefiting because of the pandemic. After that, we're not going to get these benefits. So I'm requesting with humility that to let Chief know that it's imperative that we get the best body cams that we can get out of whatever money we can get out of that $13 million. And I don't think many are applying for it. How do you feel about that, Captain Lundy?
No, I totally agree, Councilman Martin. And I'm not too fond of the body cams we have now with all the buttons they have on them. The battery life, there are better ones out there. Again, it's a lot more costly. I'm not aware of the grant that they have available. I mean, I'll get with the chief. I'm not sure if you shared that with the chief. And if so, it's definitely something we need to get on right away. Again, we have quite a few body cams over the last couple of weeks with officers are unable to download their video footage for whatever reason. But these new body cameras that we recently had a demonstration for, they seem pretty high tech. And it saves a lot of time for the officers as far as the footage uploading to the cloud while they're out in the field. So it's definitely a route I would like to see we go to. But I'll get with the chief and see if he's aware of this grant that's out there. And maybe we can either have the grant fully funded, or we can hopefully put some money towards it and be able to acquire these body cams.
Well, thank you. I've had a couple of conversations with the chief, and I don't want us to keep delaying. If the money's out there, let's go after it. The mayor's going on vacation, and I know he's got to be a part of this. So I'm reaching out to you from a health and safety perspective, and my committee members that talk with the mayor and assess the best body cams that we can get with good batteries. That all you got to do is tap it. We need the best that we can get based on how much money. But the money's out there, Captain Lundy. The money's out there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have a conversation with the chief. And again, this is definitely a priority for us as far as the body cams. Again, the demo we've seen with the more modern cameras they have, I mean, it's pretty much effortless for the officer. I mean, the minute they draw their firearm from their holster, the body cam automatically uploads or activates. It saves a lot of time. It helps the officer in some type of critical or situation where they may not have that muscle memory where they would think to activate their body cam, or there's a lot of buttons on their body cam and they hit the wrong button. It would alleviate all those issues in circumstances like that. So I'll definitely have a conversation with the chief tomorrow, and we'll try to get on this like ASAP.
Thank you. What is our status with the gun buyback? Where are we at this point from your knowledge?
I am not sure, Councilman Martin. I couldn't give you a total amount of guns that has been turned in. I can check into it for you. I do know we still have billboard or the flyers posted, in the places they need to be posted. We're still advertising it. So if people want to turn in guns, we're still willing to accept the guns and make sure the gift cards are put out there. So I couldn't tell you the total amount that's been turned in thus far.
I'm going to open up to the members, the council members and the members on the committee Does any of my colleagues have any questions for Captain Lundy?
Yeah, I was wondering about the CARE Act money that, this Councilwoman Juanita Gowdy, how you doing Monday? I was wondering about the CARE Act money. How much money did they spend out the CARE Act money? Is Charles around? Because you can get actually body cam with that, I believe, too. Body cameras.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they've spent any money, Councilwoman Gowdy. That would probably be a better question for Charles. I do know from talking to the rep, I do believe that is the case. I think that money or some of that money can be used for different things like that. But I'm not sure any money has been set aside for, any body cams.
Okay, because we got 2.1 million for the for the police department. I mean, that's a lot of money still left over, and who is Charles around?
Tracy?
No, he's not online.
I don't see him on
No,
my
he's
screen.
not online.
Oh, okay, because that's what we need to be asking about the CARE Act money, about the police officers that got all that money, and that should be coming out of that. Should have been a long time ago, but
I think they paid mostly salaries with that.
I mean, we get salary coming in, so that should be about
Yeah.
salary. It's about, see, the CARE Act money is for emergency things that we actually need for the city. And the body cameras is emergency, and we just can't prolong this. We got police officers out here need that real bad.
Well, I know Counselor Martin we saw from the governor put money aside for cameras and that there's more grant money that the governor set aside for body
Okay,
cameras.
so we
and
should
stuff,
have
so
more.
That's another pot of money.
Okay, but we should have already money for that before the governor even have to speak on that. We should know what we need for the city. And that's very important. So, yeah, I mean, that should have been already on the movement right then and there. While we got the money in our hand, we still got a lot of money from the CARE Act money from the first one. And I ain't knocking what the governor doing, but we need all the help we can
Right.
get. So that's where I'm at, Councilor Martin. Thank you. Madam Chair, Madam Clerk.
Yep. Get all the money you can, Counselor.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want to give it to you, get
Get
all
it
you
all.
can.
And make sure that
Yep.
it's spun into where it need to be spun at.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
That's it, Councilor Martin.
Thank
Thank
you, Councilwoman Gowdy. Any other council person have any questions for Captain Lundy?
You have Counselor Smith just got on. Hi, Counselor Smith.
Councilor Smith, you can ask your question now, sir. Councilor Smith. Councilor Smith.
Hold on one second.
Councilor Austin.
Counselor, we can hear you. Counselor Smith sharing the phone right now.
Okay, well, I can see you going, your head, I can see you and I can see Smith. So which one of you want to answer the
I see them
questions
both.
now?
Hi.
Huh?
Say again.
Councilman Austin, I see you now. Well,
Say the
Tracy.
question. Repeat the question, please. Counselor Martin, can you repeat the question,
I
please?
can't hear you.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Oh, they just, Counselor Austin, Counselor Martin just said whoever wants to speak, speak.
Oh, okay. Again, I do want to tell the police and fire department chiefs, we appreciate their, in correction, and a representative from the police, Commander Lundy, if you would, continue the good work. So we may be informed about the facts as it pertains to our equipment, our officers, and the safety of our residents. This is vitally important to us. So again, I do appreciate what you do to contribute to the information that we keep on getting on a regular basis. Councilman Martin, thank you very much. Councilwoman Gowdy, like I said, keep up the fight, and we're all indeed counting on you and focusing on getting the city going in the right direction. Thank you.
Absolutely, Councilman Austin. I appreciate it. We'll do.
Thank you. Councilman Smith, Ernest Smith.
Yes,
any
sir.
questions? Go ahead.
Thank you. I have no question. I want to say thank you for nice meeting, Councilman Martin. I want to thank Commander Lundy for your service, and thank all of our officers for your service. I also want to thank every citizen that's online right now. Thank you for taking your time out to check on your health, interests, rights, and needs. Thank you. That concludes my
Thank you.
announcement.
Captain Lundy, you can stay on. We're going to move to fire now. Chief Worley. Chief Worley, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How are you today, sir?
I can't complain. How are you doing, Councilman Martin? The rest of the council.
Thank you. Have you had any more contact, Chief Worley, with the school system in terms of us getting young people on the fire department? Any on that?
I did send a message out to the principal. I have not heard back from him yet. However, on my end, I've continued to gather more information. I have some representatives who are already involved in the cadet programs at 2 different schools, one in Euclid, one in Lawrenceville. They're willing to come and meet with us whenever we can get the principal to sit down for a meeting to discuss the plans or what needs to be done, actually, to give suggestion and input on it. Also have 2 instructors who are willing to go ahead and step in, or actual Shaw High graduates who have been in the fire. One is still in the fire service, and one was in fire service, who are willing to go ahead and teach as well. So keeping things going, keeping information going. Like I told you, I don't really expect us to get the program going for this year. I see more so knowing all the ins and outs that have to be accomplished. I see more so accomplishing that in the fall of 2022.
Thank you. Let's continue to do what you're doing. I think when the students come back in the fall, we'll probably get it going, like you say, in 2022.
And actually, if you can reach out to the principal, Mr. Martin, because we probably need to get the ball rolling before the fall, because what's going to have to take place, we're going to have to go ahead and do a recruiting, and that recruitment is going to actually start with the freshmen and juniors, the freshmen and sophomores that are coming in this year, so that we can start prepping them for 2022. We also want to need to go to the high school, to the junior high school, to start saying we can get those kids or find out who those kids are that would be interested in this.
Okay, well, I'll try to do what I can. I think I'll go straight to the superintendent, so I don't have to mess around.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, Chief Worley, give us an up. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Come a little staticky, but I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Give us an update, a general update on the fire. What's going on with the fire in general?
So in general, what's going on is we're still dealing with the same issues that we've dealt with. We're having a hard time retaining firefighters. We're still losing them to other cities. Cleveland's about to put on an academy, so we're going to lose some firefighters to that. That's coming up in July. And we just lost someone recently to Solon Fire, Pepper Pike Fire. So that's just an ongoing thing. However, we do have 4 new recruits. We're just waiting for them to get finished with their being processed. And we'll have 4 more in. But the game has not changed. We're still lowest paid in the county. Hopefully down the road, maybe we can change that, or at least be able to compete a little more. I have put in with other cities. The suburbs do a mass testing. They invited me to be in it. Like I said, I've been building relationships with our surrounding cities, and It's been going pretty good. They've invited me to be part of it. They're gonna let me know when that takes place. What that does is it opens up a pool of cities that come together to actually do one large test at one time, and then we can sort of hand pick out of this pool of candidates to be possible firefighters. So that's one of the things. The fire truck, just got an update on that one. Process on that is going really good. They'll be wanting us to come down sometime into the summer to Wisconsin to actually take a look at it right before they finalize everything else on the truck. That's something that they do in the fire service. They all the makers of these trucks and engines. They invite us down to wherever they build these locations. This one happens to be in Wisconsin, and hopefully it'll be done soon. Well, not hopefully. I know it's going in the right direction, so it will be done by the fall. So by November, December at the latest, we'll have a brand new fire truck in the city of East Cleveland.
Chief, okay, and I'm hoping that some of this COVID money is helping us to get these new vehicles and getting the equipment that you guys need so you can be safe and continue to do great work. Anything else, Chief, what you need to share with us?
Nope. Only the other thing, we have a grant that's out there still. Hopefully we'll be getting approved for it. With this grant will give us as a department, it'll give us more gear for the firefighters, as well as SCBAs. Those are the air packs that we wear on our back. And then our all fire departments that are up to date have a ventilation system with inside their engine houses. And that grant includes that. We have not had one in years. We got one shortly after I came on, but then it went out of service and never got replaced. So we have a grant in for a new up-to-date ventilation system so that when the engines or trucks are started inside the Bay Area, it'll get all the fumes, the toxic fumes, so we don't have to sit there and breathe them in before we pull out. So hopefully we'll get some feedback on that. I'm hoping soon, because that'll be a great help to the department as well.
Chief, Wally, can you hear me?
Yes, like I said, you're cutting low. But can you?
Yeah,
Hear you.
I wanted to ask, you talked about a grant at the beginning. What was that first grant you mentioned? Explain that and go a little slower. I'm making a note. What was that first you talked about?
So there's a grant that we put in for back when I first got into office back in February. And what this grant did, it allowed us to get things that would be of need for our safety. And one of the things we had put in for 3 different portions of it that we qualified for. One was SCBAs. So those are the air packs we wear when we go into fires. The other is gear. I put in for 60 pieces of brand new turnout gear, as well as a ventilation system that we have installed inside the engine houses, both of them. And these ventilation systems we put on the exhaust so that when the cars or engines or truck, whatever the squad, it'll take all the fumes out and we won't have those fumes that stay inside the engine house.
Okay. Chief Worley, can you hear me?
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, anything else you need to share with me before I open it up for the other council people that if they have any questions for you, Chief? Anything else that's important that we should know?
At this time, there's nothing I can think of.
Well, I don't know if you heard that we're getting $26 million this year in COVID money, 26 million. So hopefully, if we decide how we're going to spend it, there's some of it definitely can be spent for some fights. Definitely can.
Your computer.
Who keeps cutting me off? Hello?
Councilor Martin, we can't even hear you. It's like you is fading away and it sounds like you is like going in and out, in and out, in and out.
Hello? Tracy?
So yes, I am aware of that money. That would be great if we can get some of that money used towards the fire department. That would be awesome if we could do that.
Uh, somebody keeps cutting you off, cutting me off. Tracy. Hello? Hello? Hello?
You must have a bad internet connection.
No, everything was going okay. I'm looking at it's that Mark, the little red thing where you can't, where I can't hear him.
Mark, we can actually hear you very well right now.
Nate, do you have your phone next to your computer?
No,
Okay, do you have a clock or a clock radio or something next to your computer?
no.
Okay, we can hear you fine now. I had mine was muted. Okay, I can hear you fine now.
Yeah, but Wally, I see the red mark on him.
Oh, no,
No,
he
I'm
has his,
fine.
okay, yeah, he had his shut off. You're fine.
Okay, people say they can't hardly hear me. I'm going in and out.
Well, no, you had some static going on.
Don't blame me either.
Yeah, no, you had some static going on.
Am I okay now?
Yeah, you're okay
I'm
now.
I'm
I
fed
have
up with
to-
the Zoom.
Yeah, no, I
Really
have to look at your computer. You might have it turned up too high or something.
All right. Chief Wally, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, I'm going to open it up if the other council people have any questions. Okay. Tracy is open for the other council people, please.
Okay, yeah, turn your mic off while they talk, Nate. That's what I said. I think you might have your, I have to look and see what your adjustments are on your microphone. Okay, counselors, do you have any questions for the chief? Counselor Austin, Counselor Smith, do you have any questions for Chief Worley?
I do not have any questions for Chief Worley. Again, I do want to continue to commend him for his efforts in keeping us safe, as well as making sure that the firefighters are outfitted with the right gear.
Tracy, we can hardly hear Austin. We can hardly hear him.
Okay, Mr. Austin, can you speak up a little bit, sir?
Okay, well, unfortunately, these phones are probably not the best. Let me turn the
Okay.
might get a little bit more clear. Okay, again, I want to thank Chief Worley for his willingness to put himself out there to make sure that our firefighters have the right gear so they may be safe to keep us safe. And again, I do appreciate all the things you've done, all the initiatives, continuously searching for grants, and basically making it possible for us to get some of the things we haven't gotten in a while. So again, thank you, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Austin.
Councilwoman Gowdy, do you have anything?
Yes, about the pickup truck. How many fire trucks do we have actually running?
We have a fire truck, we have a fire engine, we have 2 ambulances, we have a command vehicle, as well as a utility vehicle.
Okay, so they all in good condition?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Where do you go and get them fixed at? When they're not like that, when they're not in good condition?
We have a company called Powerline that we deal with. We also have an in-house mechanic. He can fix certain things he may not be able to. But when he can't, he sends it out.
Okay, that's about it. And I know it takes a lot of gas, huh?
Yeah, typically, fire trucks and fire engines, they don't have the best gas mileage. They aren't like cars. So yeah, they do. They use diesel fuel.
Where do you go and fill them up at?
We fill them up at the gas station up on Coventry. BP.
The only one? That's the only one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That's it. Thank you, Councilor Martin.
Counselor
Yeah,
Smith?
Ernest Smith. Let's hear from Ernest Smith.
Counselor Smith?
Tracy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, sir.
Call Smith 2 times and let's keep going. Okay?
Okay.
Well, okay, if he doesn't respond, let's move on.
All right. Okay, then we're down to Health and Safety Committee Chair. You want to talk about gun buyback program, sir?
Okay? Okay, if you can hear me, we've had a gun buyback program for about 3 or 4 months. We have some guns turned in, $100 for a gun, $150 for a rifle, and no questions asked. We're trying to get guns off the street. Guns are a major problem in the United States of America. Somebody got shot the other day. Every time you pick up the TV or the radio, somebody's shooting somebody. There's too many guns out there. So the gun buyback program is a win-win situation. So get the word out to turn the guns in. I don't have all the stats, but at the July meeting, I'm hoping to be able to give you a definitive number of how many guns we've had turned in this year. Basically, before concludes the meeting, is if Lundy and Gordon still there, I got a question for both of them.
Yes, I'm still available.
You're here, Councilman Martin.
Yeah, usually in the summertime, Chief Gordon and Lundy, you guys do a thing up in the park where you cook hot dogs and all like that, and it's like a community thing. They do it almost every year, and I know that the police give out bikes. Can I get an update on whether you're going to do that thing that you do once in the summertime up in the park? Fire's involved, and with the police, are they going to do the bike thing, bike rodeo this year? Thank you.
Yeah. As far as the bike rodeo, I think we're past that. COVID pretty much put a damper on that this year. We are in the process of planning for our 2021 Night Out Against Crime. We're putting the pieces together for that, and that way we can have that this year. And I think that would be a great time to probably promote this gun buyback even more with having that. But the bike rodeo, unfortunately, I think COVID pushed us out of the loop with that this year.
Chief Worley, Captain Lundy, I think we've covered all the basic stuff that we need to cover. I want to thank you guys. Thank you for your service. Thank you for what you're doing for our great city. Madam Clerk, is 6:08.
Oh, Mr. Martin,
Yeah,
I did what you and I had talked about, what we had found. One thing, and I'm not sure if Captain Lundy is aware of it. It is called almost, let's see, that the police in certain areas use. It's called the Spider-Man gun. It's the Bolo wrap that they utilize instead of, let's see, instead of the taser or stun gun that they shoot, and it actually wraps around a suspect. It makes them fall down without them getting hurt, and it protects the police officers. I was able to find, and I might be able to show it, to show Captain Lundy how it makes the suspects fall. And do you want me to show it, what you and I talked about and what you and I looked at? I don't know if we can do the sound, but it's quite interesting for them to look at. And I don't know if Captain Lundy's ever seen it. If you'd like to look at it.
Is Lundy still on, Tracy?
Yeah,
I
he's
can
still on.
I can hear you, Councilman Martin. Yeah, Tracy, I'm familiar with it, not familiar with that company. I've seen different videos of it. There's also other technology out there as far as, we talked about in other council meetings, as far as pursuits. And I can't think of the name of the actual software or the company, but it's pretty much a projectile from the police car that goes on back of the suspect vehicle.
Yeah, Star Chase.
Star Chases, that's the name of it, Star Chase. And we've looked into other departments and try to get a little feedback as to how it's going for them. But it essentially would allow us to terminate the pursuit and use GPS mapping to go and locate the suspect in our vehicle. So we're looking at that right now. We're looking for grant funding for that as well.
Yeah, me and Mr. Martin were looking at them, and it's so interesting. We're just trying to protect all of you guys. And that one, it looks just like the taser gun that you guys just keep on your hip. And it's just so interesting. Just these two little things that shoot out, and it just wraps around them, and it makes them fall.
Yes. Franklin County Sheriff's Office in Columbus uses it, and also I think in this area, Strongsville or Norfolk Royalton uses it. So it's definitely the way to go in this day and world. But it's just everything is cost effective. So we're trying to look at different grants out there that can help us with the cost, and hopefully it's something we can have soon with all the amount of chases and things we have of that nature.
Yeah,
Well, Captain Lundy and Tracy, and we've looked at it. Can you get with Chief Gardner on the Star Chase, on all the things that we discussed? So when we meet in July, we have an update, especially on the body cams. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, Tracy, anything else we need to cover?
No, that's it. You and I just keep doing all the research for you guys. So.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Madam Clerk, Tracy Udria Peters is 6:12. Then Health and Safety Committee is adjourned.
And in 10 minutes, we go right into the contracts and properties.
Okay, Tracy, you come out of here and you get set up for contracts and property?
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and you could just take a break, and then we're gonna go into contracts and properties. They'll be on the same link.
Okay, so passcode and go through all that.
Yeah, we're just going to just take a break, and we'll just come back into this.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Gotti, please unmute.
Can we call her?
I'm on.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ms. Gowdy, you want to call the meeting to order, please?
Yeah, contract and property meeting is called to order right now. Time is 6:30.
Okay, want me to call the roll?
32. Could you please call the roll?
Okay, Councilman Martin,
Present.
Councilwoman Stevenson,
Present.
Councilwoman Gowdy.
Present.
This is the Contracts and Property Committee meeting. The date is June 10th, 2021. The time is 6:31.
Yes, I want to recognize Councilor Austin is here, and
Thank you, Councilwoman Gowdy.
let's move on to the agenda.
Okay, remarks from the public, agenda items only, limited to 2 minutes. Do we have any remarks from the public?
No public, let's move on.
Legislation, resolution number 4421. A resolution authorizing the mayor to transfer to Teresa Holmes under the neighbor next door ordinance and at a cost of $100, a parcel of vacant land held by the city as part of its land reutilization program and located at 14112 Scioto, East Cleveland, Ohio, 44112, permanent parcel number 671-12044, and declaring an emergency.
I really want to know if this person is here to give a presentation.
I am here, but I'm having technical difficulties getting my computer to act right. My name is coming up, Laura Rock, with one of my coworkers, so I'm trying to see how I could change my name for number one.
You don't have to change your name. That's all. That's
Oh,
all.
okay, so I'm trying to see if I can get on. I can't see anybody.
We can hear and see you. You can go on.
Madam, hold it, Madam Chairman Gowdy.
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking at Laura Rock. Is she saying that her name needs to be changed?
Teresa Holmes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as she state her name for the record.
Teresa Holmes.
You may continue.
Okay, now, what do you need me to do? Talk about what I want to do with the property?
Madam Chairman.
Yes, yes, that's exactly what I want you to do, to talk about what you want to do with the property. Thank you.
Okay, are we on 4421?
Yes, we are.
Okay, well, the transfer name is Teresa Holmes, right?
Yes.
But should it be Laura Rock? Is that what she said?
No, it's not, Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin, let her finish. She already announced what her name was, please. Thank you.
Mr. Martin, come on now.
She announced her name, Mr. Martin.
What?
She
She put
announced
it on
who
record.
she
She put
is.
record. She put her name on record. Could you?
Can I get in?
You could continue on.
Okay, well, what I want to do is fix it up so when I have guests over, I can put things over there. I want to put a gazebo over there. My brother no one has been really coming over to cut the line. So my brother has been cutting the line so my yard won't look bad from that grass growing. And I just want to make it presentable for East Cleveland. Instead of having a blank area over there, I want to decorate it up, put some chairs over there, fix it up, make it feel homefully. Somebody come from out of town, I can have somebody come over and make it look like East Cleveland is trying to build itself up.
Okay, how long you have been maintaining the property?
Oh, for the last 2 summers. No one's been coming over here cutting that grass. My brother's been cutting that grass. Matter of fact, he cut it today.
We really appreciate you. We want to really thank you for keeping up that, because East Cleveland do need the yards be cut and people like you to take care of the property and making it presentable for our city. And I really want to thank you so much. So yeah.
And then next to the empty property is an abandoned house. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I wish they do something with that to get these things together, make them look presentable.
On that
They're
part,
building up slowly, which is good, but.
okay, on that part, you can actually talk to the mayor about that, but I want to know if my colleagues have anything that they would like to say about the property that you is trying to get.
I have a question if I can answer it, since I got.
I recognize Councilman Martin.
Okay.
Just trying to get an understanding. I want to thank the young lady for keeping up the property. Am I speaking to Teresa Holmes or Laura Rock?
You're speaking to Teresa Holmes.
Okay. So who was Laura Rock?
Laura Rock, we both are East Cleveland preschool teachers, and I do a lot of my work from home. So sometimes I go through her email, she go through my email, and some kind of way her name got on my computer. I don't know what happened. So.
Okay, so
I'm trying to get it off because usually on my laptop and on her, same thing with her, on her laptop, my name comes up. So it's just like that.
okay. Now what I need to know from you, Madam Chairperson Juanita Gowdy, what name should be on this so that we get it right? So what name should be on there? That's my question to you, Juanita Gowdy.
Councilor Martin, her name is on there already. You know, we know who we talking to. She made it announced and she made it clear who she was. She identified herself. So we
I
do know.
didn't hear it. I'm asking you a question. What is her name? That ain't difficult. I didn't hear it.
Teresa Holmes.
Thank you. That's all I need to know.
Welcome.
All right, you can move on. I'm all right with that. I need to know who I'm talking to. Thank you.
I understand, Councilor. I would ask the same question, but you know, she identified herself twice. So.
All right. Thank you, Juanita Gowdy.
Chairwoman Gowdy, I have the resolution up here for you, 4421. And as you scroll down, it's right here. Counselor Martin, the City of East Cleveland legislation request form, all the way down, it says Teresa Holmes. Here is her email address, T Holmes. Going on down, you have your site plan attachment. It's signed by Teresa Holmes. There is her little site plan that she drew out, so you can see the information. Everything is here up on the screen for you.
Well, I appreciate that. And Teresa Holmes, you're very artistic. I thank you.
You're welcome.
So I heard this might help all the counselors so that we have it.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
I'll make sure that each of the resolutions for all of these, I'm going to put them up there for all the counselors.
Okay.
All right. Okay, there you go.
Do any other counselor have anything else to say? Move on.
Okay, I'm going back to your agenda.
Are we moving this forward?
Yeah, we're going to move this other committee for emergency.
Okay, next.
Thank you.
Resolution number 4521. Resolution authorizing the mayor to transfer to Claudette Henderson under the Neighbor Next Door ordinance and at a cost of $100, a parcel of vacant land held by the city as part of its land reutilization program and located at 14105 Mayfair, East Cleveland, Ohio, 44112, permanent parcel number 671-12031, and declaring an emergency.
Is this person at the meeting?
Ms. Henderson?
Ms. Henderson, is you at the meeting? Are you here?
I don't hear her. Madam Chairman Gowdy.
Yes.
I'd like to co-sponsor the last one with Teresa Holmes and co-sponsor this one, please.
Okay.
Teresa Holmes have a question.
Excuse me?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so does this mean that I'm going to get that property next door?
We gotta vote it in at the council meeting.
Okay, because they
And
will.
we did make it emergency so you can get it faster.
Oh, okay, then that's fine. I just want to know when I pay my money.
Because you put money into this and you invest in this, and we need to do this right away for you. Thank you for your services.
Okay, do I stay or do I leave now?
You can leave if you want to.
Oh, okay, thank you. Y'all have a nice day. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You're welcome.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
the
much.
week.
Madam Chairman Gowdy,
Yes,
did you hear? I want to co-sponsor her and 4521, please.
definitely. Clark, did you get that?
Yes, do you want me to scroll down on this woman?
No, let's move on, please.
Oh, yeah, but do you want to see the, if this has a site plan as well?
We're going
sir?
to leave that one in the committee until we talk to her.
Okay.
Can I also co-sponsor that legislation?
You're gonna put that in committee, Madam Chairperson?
Yes, because I want to hear from these people.
That's okay with me. Let's move
Okay,
on.
so this one's going to stay in committee. Okay.
All right.
All right. So we're going to move to 46. All right. Let me go back to. I want to go 45. One moment. Hold on one moment, please. Nope. Oh, goodness. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, a resolution authorizing the mayor.
What happened? What happened to 4621?
46 is staying in committee.
Okay, all right.
Can we hear from the person? We're going to keep it in committee because I thought the person was going to show up and tell us what they want to do with the property. So until we do that, until the person show up, we're going to keep it there.
Okay, that's fine with me. Let's move on.
Move
That,
on.
excuse me, that's as to 45-21? That's as to Claudette Henderson?
Claudette Henderson is staying in committee.
Okay, what about 46?
That's what I'm going to read now. A resolution authorizing the mayor to transfer to Brandon Smith. Hold on. What in the world? Under the neighbor next door ordinance and at a cost of $100, a parcel of vacant land held by the city as part of its land reutilization program and located at 1852 Alvison, East Cleveland, Ohio, 44112, permanent parcel number 672150016, and declaring an emergency.
Is this person here?
This is Brandon Smith on the line.
Mr. Smith
Hello.
is on the line.
Okay.
Mr. Smith, please state your full name and your address for the record. Thank you.
Okay, Brandon Smith, 1860 Alvison Road, East Cleveland, 44112.
Okay, I would like to know what you're gonna do with this property.
Yes, thank you. So the vacant lot next door, what I would like to do is beautify the lot, keeping the grass cut, adding some flowers and some planters, some raised bed gardens as well, and eventually putting the fence up.
How long you been taking care of this property? How long have you,
No, I recently moved in.
I'm just meant to say, have you been taking care of this property?
Hear that. My line is, I'm not hearing anything. Hello?
Yes, that property is very important over there, and developers is definitely is coming into our city. That's why I'm asking you, how long have you been taking care of the property over there?
Oh, I thought I answered. I recently moved in earlier this year. So it's been a matter of months.
Give me a detailed plan of what you want to do with it.
So detailed plan is to, again, beautify it, have some gardening, a sitting areas that be open to individuals in the community, a nice little garden as well there, to create a nice, warm, comfortable environment for Alverson, or those who are visiting Alverson as well.
I have to be careful of what we're giving away because we have developers coming in and we love gardening. And if it was a smaller, it looked like it's real big. I haven't actually been over there yet, but I really need to look at this site and really get back with you because I would love to give it to you, but gardens really don't pay taxes at this time, but we know that you're trying to use it for your own personal use. But I'm in for the city, and I really have to look into it. I really have to look into this site right here.
Well, it's not going to be solely for my personal use. As I said, I want to have something to connect the street of Alverson and the neighbors with gardening, feeding for people to enjoy. In addition to
I'm saying that's fine, but if we build a house on that, it would bring taxes to us. So I really have to see. Because I know this area is definitely is ready for development.
Excuse me, Councilwoman Gowdy, can I make a comment, please?
1 second after I get finished, and I'll let y'all speak on this behalf. Yeah, but right now, because of this area is ready for development, we have to be careful of giving out land like this.
And so you're saying you're deciding because there's developers that you want to develop on that street?
We still may give you this property, but I still need to talk to my colleagues, and I definitely need to see the area, because if a house can be built over there, we rather have tax money instead of a garden, because taxes bring in money.
Yes, but also the
But I'm not
importance of,
against it. I'm not against it, but I am going to call on Councilor Austin. He asked to speak, and I'm gonna call my colleagues and see if there are any other questions that they may ask. And we definitely will give you a chance at the end.
okay.
Councilman Austin, will you please speak?
Yes, thank you very much, Councilwoman Gowdy. With the Neighbor Next Door program, you actually will still pay taxes on the value of that land. And the land would be combined into one parcel, and they have to pay an additional fee to have that land combined into one parcel. So there will be a tax assessment, and if that tax assessment increase the value of his home, obviously it will, so they would pay the value of that combined plot. So there is a tax to be assessed on the Neighbor Next Door program. There's a fee that will be required to have a survey conducted in order to combine those two parcels. So there's some more dollars that are gonna be due, and the city will still get tax revenue from the Neighbor Next Door program once the lots are combined.
Well, we trying to get some residents too, Councilman Austin, as well as the tax revenue. We need houses. Do you see what we look like out here? And we need more residents.
The residents.
And it's about the money, it's about residents. Also, we need to build up our tax base. Mr. Brandon, you can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And those are very important things that, you know, is very important for those officials and cities to make. But also we want to keep in mind of what the beautification could be to attract individuals and families to a place that has a nice plot within their living area. I know across the street there are 3 vacant lots across the street in Alberton. So this could be an attraction for a spot, for development across the street to be able to build and have more room.
Which one is this? Double single phone, you got Southern University. Which one is you? Oh, this is.
You, who phone is that? On purpose. All right,
Hello?
I'm just asking for any more
Okay.
questions from my colleagues. President, you got any questions? Nathaniel Martin, Councilor Martin, you have any questions? Somebody?
Councilwoman Gowdy, when you get ready to go look at the property, I'd like to go with you so that we can know exactly what's happening. So I'm willing to do that. Thank you. Did you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I hear you. And we will, at the end of the day, Madam President, do you have anything to say? And I really appreciate that, Councilor Martin.
All right.
I have no comment.
Okay, but we're gonna move this out for now, and we're gonna take a look at it before the council meeting. Because I really
When's
don't
the
wanna
next
hold
council
anything
meeting?
up.
I'm sorry.
When is the next council meeting?
Tuesday, the
And
15th.
when is that next council meeting?
Tuesday, the 15th.
Oh, the 15th.
Yeah, because we can move it as an emergency also on that day.
Will I need to attend that meeting as well?
Please to do, and I thank you for coming, and I really appreciate what you're doing for our community, but we have to go further in looking into details.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I didn't get it. Do I need to be on that call, the 15th?
Yes, we would love you to be at the meeting. Thank you. Let's move on. Thank you.
Thank you all for, do I need to stay on the line now?
If you want to, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. But I appreciate
Okay.
that you came
All right.
to the meeting and told us what you want to do.
All right. Thank you to this committee for allowing me to speak.
Okay, next is
Let's move
resolution.
on. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
All right, resolution number 4721. A resolution authorizing the mayor to transfer to Donna Lynch under the Neighbor Next Door ordinance and at a cost of $100, a parcel of vacant land held by the city as part of its land reutilization program and located at 14004-06 Strathmore, East Cleveland, Ohio, 44112, permanent parcel number 671-10134, and declaring an emergency.
Is Ms. Lynch on the line? Ms. Lynch, are you there? Let's move on until we meet with Ms. Lynch.
All right. Fine. We are going to go to 48. Hold on 1 second. I'll get 48 pulled up. And let's do 48. Let me find 48. We have one more to find, 48. One moment, let me open this one up. Share screen, 48. Here. Okay. A resolution authorizing the mayor to transfer to Timothy R. Austin under the Neighbor Next Door ordinance and at a cost of $100, a parcel of vacant land held by the city as part of its land reutilization program and located at 12605 Speedway Overlook, East Cleveland, Ohio, 44112, permanent parcel number 672-02101.
Is Mr. Austin, Councilor Austin there?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Would you like for me to share with you what I like to do with
Yeah,
this property?
please explain about this property, what you want it for.
Right, yes, I've been taking care of this property since about 2014, which is about 7 years. I bought this property that I'm living in, and I would love to have the parcel next door so I can continue to enhance the aesthetics of the community. I would like to level the lot first. I want to plant some flowers out there and eventually put me a fence around that parcel and combine the two spaces together. And I have some long-term plans that I'd like to do with the space, but first I want to get it leveled and plant some nice flowers out there so I can continue to beautify the location that I live in.
Well, I have a few concerns about the property because I have rode past that property and I see tires and it ain't tire marks and it's not kept up at all.
Okay, keep in mind the city still owns that lot, and the person that tore that house down, didn't do a good job because there's a dip in that lot about 12 feet by about 2 feet deep. And that was a part of what was allowed at that time for demolition. The sidewalk is cracked, and it's been cracked since I lived here, obviously. And I take care of keeping the grass. That is a part of taking care of the community. So the city still owns a lot, but once I own a lot, then I can fill that dividend. It would be a great thing if you actually decided to come out and I could take a look, kind of walk you through where there's still stones from the previously existing house still there. The flowers that was, I guess, connected to the previous home, the grapevine still growing on the fence. The fence is owned by the previous structure, not my, not on my parcel. So there's some things that were not done through follow-up of deconstruction that led to, you know, a little displeasure in the aesthetic. But all of those things will be taken care of in the event that I'm allowed to have ownership and I can put my personal investment in the, you know, fixing the things that are not quite right. So I'm open to allowing whomever wants to come over and check it out. I have put grass seeds down and nobody seeded that yard except me in the last 7 years. So when those trees drop all those leaves, not one person from the city has come over and picked up one leaf. I do that when it's time. So when there's a party in the neighborhood, they park on the lot. When the party's over, when they leave beer cans, wine bottles, whatever they leave out there, you don't see it out there right now, not one. Guess why? Because I take care of that. So there was some demolition quality control issues that they had in the past. So, you know, that's it. And that's not gonna be fixed automatically. You gotta actually put some dirt in those holes, fill them in, plant some grass, which I intend to do if I'm fortunate enough to have the approval of the council to allow me to have ownership of this particular parcel. My long-term goal is indeed to put up a fence and to add more concrete and to do things that, you know, would truly bring the right aesthetic and the example of care into the community in which I live, period.
Well, my only concern is being over there, seeing who been running pickup trucks in that grass, in that yard, and you know, it's not even kept up at all.
Contrary.
It's
Go
some
ahead.
deep tire marks over there, real deep.
Okay.
And it
And
just looked like somebody really was doing burnouts in the lot. So I really need to,
burnouts in a lot. If you drive through that, it has some ruts in that space, and it also has some craters from the previous structure. And I would like it if you come over and kind of take a look, so you kind of do a walkthrough, because sometimes there's a terrain walk that's required to kind of clear up any misconceptions and or make sure there's no real misstatements going on. But subject to your concerns, we'll address those concerns. And again, I think I mentioned earlier that I would like to have the lot graded. That means that it's all at the same condition. There's no dips and divots and no bricks sticking out that are obviously hazard to whomever would have the space. So with your consideration, just know that I would have the lot graded because I don't want it to have dips and divots and, you know, rocks sticking up out of from the previous house that used to be there. So I would like to beautify the space. It's not beautiful right now, by no way, shape, or form. And I use the lot when I want to, you know, as a means from getting from point A to point B. However, I want to own the lot so I can make it a whole lot better. It's terrible, but I want to make it better. And I've been cutting that grass and picking up the trash. And I would like to invest my dollars into something that the city owns right now. The city owns the lot, not me. I want to own the lot. With your consideration, you know, I like to continue to beautify the community. That's it.
I wanted to know if any of my other colleagues have to say anything about the lot that have not been taken care of.
I would like to, if Mr. Austin is inviting us to come and take a look. Mr. Austin, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'll get with you and you can show me what I need to see. And then I'll know what I need to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't. Madam President, do you have anything that you would like to say?
At this time.
You may proceed.
Is this staying in committee or what's going on with this particular parcel?
Yes, I would like to see if you have got a letter from the ethic committees to
A letter from the ethics committee.
because I don't know if it's an ethic violation, because we is on council.
For what?
We
How would that
are
be an
on
ethics
council, and
violation?
we definitely have to be careful, because I know that you say you've been doing some things over there, but we
I
just,
have.
if you get a letter from the ethic and saying that it's okay, then I will move forward with this. But
A
right
letter
now,
from the ethics commission for what? I'm a resident of the city. This is a neighbor next door program. I went through the
yeah,
process
but
like everybody else.
you are a electoral official, and we do not want to violate our ethics.
Okay, is the law director is on the line. If you could be so kind, Madam Law Director, to assist us and see if this is something that is worthy of a deeper dive to make sure that the legalities are met, which I'm 100% in agreement with if there's a concern. But
The chair recommend, the chair recognize Willie Hemmons.
Thank you. Hello, who did that? Anyway, no, there's no problem at all, as long as he doesn't vote on the ultimate resolution. It's been done before, and as long as he exercises no authority with reference to the final vote of council, the ethical concerns are met.
Thank you, Madam Law Director.
Okay,
Well,
we
at
got
this
your
time,
opinion. We got
Madam
your,
Chair,
yes,
Madam Chair,
chair recognize the president.
I don't know what Willie Hemmons is talking about, but I think you all need to refer to the charter.
Will you please let us know what it says?
I don't have it in front of me, haven't had time to do it, but there's a section in the charter that this comes into play with. I went through this when Brandon King was purchasing the house on Oak Hill. And that house purchase on Oak Hill cost us dearly. So I would refer you all to the charter to be safe. Thank you.
Ms. Hemmons, do you have a rebuttal?
Madam Chairman, I need to add something here from what I know.
Hold on, right.
Hello?
I'll defer to Councilman Martin for now.
Yeah, let me say this. Mr. Olson has a right to get the property. What happened with the property that Brandon got 3 or 4 years ago was there was a question of him getting the property and also him being on council. So what happened was it went to the Ohio Ethics Commission and they allowed him to get the property. Now, I don't know what he's done with it since.
Correct.
Okay, so here's what, and the law director is on point. Mr. Austin cannot vote on it. He has to recuse himself from voting on it. But I think legally, he has a right to get the property. But here's the caveat that I want Mr. Austin and you guys to look at. If you went to the Ethics Commission, it protects Mr. Austin more than anybody else. I don't think they would refuse him from getting the property. So, but historically, I was there. We went back and forth with Brandon trying to get the property, and eventually it was sent to the Ohio Ethics Commission, and they sent us something back saying that he could get the property. He cannot vote on it. That's the only thing.
Do you want me to, right?
Let me finish. Willie Hemmons articulated that he cannot vote on it. but he is entitled to get the property. Thank you.
So do you want me to write the Ethics Commission for an opinion?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Okay, it might take a couple months, so, Counselor Austin.
I know it takes a while, but
Okay.
On the letter of Brandon King, Ms. Simmons.
okay, historically, we have a precedent that was set. We have some history with Brandon King, okay? Now, that was getting a whole property that needed to be renovated. So we have some history there. So the thing that I know is he's entitled to get the property. He just can't vote on it. But to cover himself, a win-win situation was to get the letter, but Willingham is to get on point. It may take a month or two before we get an answer on that. That's the only problem with it. Thank you.
I think, excuse me, if I may, Madam Chair, Gowdy.
Yeah,
If
but before you say anything else, I just want to ask you, do you still have that letter from the Ethic Committee for Brandon?
It would be in the archives of council. I wasn't, let's see, I don't know if I was law director then. I don't remember, but I think I might.
There's
I
no,
might have
that
been.
letter is not in the council's office.
Okay, but I could ask the Ethics Commission to send us a copy, and then that might, shortcut some things.
Okay, now if you can do that, I do not have no problem with this. I just want to know if it was allowed, because we had a bad experience with our mayor, Brandon King, when he was on council, and that house just set, and the neighbors, next door neighbors was complaining about that house. And I just don't want that to happen again.
They still
Okay,
complain.
I'll be happy to do whatever I can to expedite things and to get the satisfactory materials as soon as possible to City Council, okay? I'll start with calling the Ethics Commission tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Madam.
Okay, now we can move this out as an emergency, and if you can get me something by Monday, we can move forward.
I don't think we'll have anything specific to Councilor Austin by Monday. I'll try and have him fax me or email me a copy of Brandon King's letter.
And we can also go by the Mayor King letter, if you can get a copy of that, and we can move it then.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
But Ms. Gowdy, what I need to tell you is that Friday is the cutoff for items hitting the agenda. So it would have to be completed before that Friday cutoff, which is tomorrow. Not
Wait a
Monday.
minute. What?
Chair recognize Councilor Martin.
I don't know about a cutoff. You can do anything that a council person can modify, make amendments, make adjustments. What do you mean by a cutoff? What are you talking about?
There's a time frame, Mr. Martin. You've been here 30 years. Well, I can't even say. There's a time frame when items hitting the agenda have to be into the council office.
Deputy Clerk.
Okay? There's a deadline for items hitting the agenda when they have to be in the office. That deadline is for tomorrow.
We
can items
still,
hitting Tuesday's agenda.
Clerk, could you please explain so it won't be going back and forth? Councilor Martin, you have not been recognized.
Go ahead. I'm listening to Corey Stevenson, and I got
Deputy Clerk, will you please speak up?
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
hear me? Can you hear me?
Tracy?
Yes. If you go back to the rules in the charter, like Rule 8, for anything, Rule 8 that they wanted to follow for the resolutions and anything that needed to be written, is you go down and follow the rules. Things had to be down to the council office by a certain time, by noon, to hit for the following week for the agendas had to be down by noon time.
It could be on the agenda and then the evidence can be produced prior to the meeting.
Willa Hemmings, that never happens and you know it.
No, what I know is that a lot of times.
We will
have
need
evidence
all of
that
the
are
information by the
presented.
deadline. Thank
I
you.
think this is something new, but
Can I ask a
Madam
question,
Chair,
please?
Madam Chairman,
Um,
Chairman,
Ms. Hemmings, we have rules, so,
Yes.
you know, we're gonna have to follow. Because you feel like we can't write our own legislation and you have to.
Can I ask a question,
I'll
please?
do the best I can, Counselors Martin and Austin, in terms of getting a fax from wherever they want a fax from, but I can get you a legal opinion in the morning by 8:30.
Oh, no, not no legal opinion. Please, not no legal. Please, we all be in jail.
Can I ask a question, please?
Please don't. I'm not lying. Please. I'm serious about this. Please.
oh man,
Austin, you are recognized. Willa, keep your legal opinion.
Thank you very much. I was kind of taking a look and not specific to this particular piece of legislation, but I know that we often exercise the 24-hour rule and or ask the
Right.
24-hour rule is waived when necessary. And if we are going to go outside of that 24-hour rule, by exception, because sometimes we look forward to the opportunity to truly serve at a higher level and put forth the extra effort. And I ask that we consider those times when it's something that's not pretty or easy. So this is not that difficult to resolve. And I ask that you consider this as it goes forward for, if we have to address the issue within a 24-hour window, as opposed to the, respectfully, the 12 noon for something that you may not have the results to take action on, but the action will be present within the 24 hours of the meeting, like they're according to the charter, that is. So, thank you.
Whatever the Councilor Martin or Councilor President would like to do, I will follow along with that. But if they on different pages, then we're gonna keep this
well,
within that emergency.
Madam Chairman, and I'm willing to be corrected, whatever. We have consistently implemented the Rule 8, waived the 24-hour rule and all like that, and I think that applies to anything we do. So I want the law director to do what she says she's going to do, so we can deal with this thing intelligently and do the right thing. But we have done that consistently, okay, period. So we'll see what happens. And I definitely like for the law director to see if she can get that letter, because when we were dealing with Brandon, we went back and forth for months with that. And that's why we ended up going to the Ethics Commission, and it took them, they responded in a few months or two, but they responded and said he had the right to get the property. Thank you.
Madam Clerk.
First of all, take my name off as a sponsor and put Councilor Martin as a, would you like to sponsor this, Councilor Martin?
I'll sponsor it, yes. I'll sponsor it.
Okay, now.
And the reason why, if we have, for years, when Councilwoman Brewer came up with the neighbor next door, we have for years been giving this property away, period. So Mr. Austin has a right to it. We have to do the right thing. So if we're incorrect, we'll find out. But I definitely want Willa Hemmings to get that letter, because Corrine talked about that property on Oak Hill. I haven't been up there and checked it out, but in the end, the Ohio Ethics Commission said he had a right to get the property. Thank you.
I don't think the Ohio Ethics Commission was advised of what the charter said either, but I think that needs to happen. Because that piece of property and that whole deal with that house up there on Oak Hill has cost a lot of people money.
All right.
Madam President, would you, did you explain for the, record?
Excuse me.
Do you explain how it costs the resident a lot of money?
Well, it costs people money. I mean, it took our property values and put them in the toilet. You owe the bank $210,000 and somebody sells a house for $1,000. That didn't do anybody any justice that lives over here. So that's a massive problem. When the bank still wants their money, they don't care that the city sold or the council allowed somebody to buy a property for $1,000.
So if, Madam Chair, can I get clarification?
Yes, you do.
Do you want me to get the Ethics Commission letter, or do you want to go by the charter? I mean, but I think that the charter substantiates the council person getting.
In any instance, the charter needs to be consulted, period. There's a section in the charter that deals with this, and the Ethics Commission needs to be informed of that. Thank you.
Hello.
Can I get some clarification as to what you guys want me to do?
You need a letter. If you could get the letter and the letter that mayor have, then we can compare the letters and then we go move forward. But right now we can.
Okay, I'm gonna leave and work on getting the letter.
Let's move on, Madam Chairman.
He got his letter on file.
She's going to try to get the letter from the commission, the Ohio Ethics Commission. Should have it. They keep all those records.
Okay, we only just need Brandon King letter that's already been sent to him. That's all.
Okay, well, she said she will look into getting that. So let's move on.
And like I said, if they said that Mayor King is okay, then Councilor Austin should be okay. So we're gonna move this into as an emergency.
Miss Gowdy, we cannot, I'm sorry, Council Chair. Can I say something?
Yes, you can.
Just because the mayor's request was approved does not mean that they will approve this request. So each request needs to stand on its own merit. The mayor's request was different because there was a house on the property. There's no house on this property, and they need to know that the Ethics Commission needs to know that.
Can I ask a question, please?
You can ask a question. Every case is different. We can't say, okay, the mayor was approved, so we don't have to go back and ask for Corinne Stevenson to get property. That's not right.
Okay, so Councilor Austin, you can ask your question.
I don't really know what type of ethics violation has been for the because this property has been getting taken care of for me prior to being on council. Council has no bearing on my decision to want to make the property next door to me better. No bearing at all. So I can see that there's like some, power grab that I'm gonna get when I get this lot that's been next door to me. It's been almost a valuable part of my home because it's so for access. It's been beneficial to allow my neighbors to have some place to park because there's really not that much parking. 2 parking spaces per home on the side street where they can park. And imagine if one person has an event, then there's no parking except for in the spaces such as this close to me, space that has been extended to everybody on this corner. So if you identified the space as something that maybe I can have a little bit more say on, because I respect the community, and if it's not my lot, I don't have that much say. So I'm exceptionally concerned, and the Ethics Commission may need to chime in on some, how can I say, decisions that are not impartial. So I'm just trying to move forward and go through the process. I'm not circumventing the system. I'm going through the process. I put my packet in over a year ago for this lot. Nothing to do with the council. It's what I look out my door and see and how I feel about taking care of business in my heart about how I move forward with me and my family. So people first. I'm just a resident today, asking for consideration from the council to improve the aesthetics outside of my front door. So if you can consider that, I really appreciate it. And it has nothing to do with the council, nothing. Thank you.
And not to say, I mean, knock you from anything, but if you invested your money in this, I would love to look in further detail, but you have not invested nothing in it. So,
Councilwoman Gowdy, can I say one more thing? I have pictures of the way the lot used to look. I got pictures of the large trash bags full of leaves being cleaned up by me and my family. Look out there right now, you don't see no leaves. You wanna know why? Not because the city came back and picked up the leaves, they didn't. I got those leaves up. And if you give me 1 second, I'll go get one of my neighbors to come over and talk to you about who's taking care of this lot. The city cut it maybe twice in the last 2 years. Other times when it's getting cut by myself or my neighbor Jason, who I paid to cut the lot. Immaculate landscaping.
well, I want to thank you for cleaning up the lot and everything, but there's so much confusion about this, so we're gonna wait on the letter and everything.
Okay, I respect that. That's your prerogative, and I respect it. So,
It's definitely ain't nothing against you, but we will be.
okay, thank you.
Council President, do you have anything else?
Nothing else.
May I speak?
We're gonna move. Who is this want to speak?
Okay, good evening. This is Michelle Henderson, Claudette Henderson's daughter. She was second on the list and we had technical difficulties logging on. And we've been trying to speak, but you couldn't hear anything we were saying the whole time.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that you on now. So I'm glad that you came in about this time.
Right, so I was trying to wait patiently and my mother had surgery yesterday on her throat and she couldn't get on, I couldn't get on, but I'm trying to represent for her at the 14105 address on Mayfair Avenue, where we've been taking care of that lot for over the past, I would say over 10 years, paying and getting it mowed, cleaning it out because of the neighbors to the right of there are horrible. They're loitering, putting trash, putting mattresses, stacking up, you name it. It's been a nightmare. And she's been trying to proceed with getting this property. I've been helping her. The mayor has actually been out to the property and we were just trying to proceed with her, getting the landscape more improved, putting up a gate around there to protect the kids that are across the street because Mayfair is located right across the street from the elementary school. We had a beautiful school there and you have, vacant lots that are not appealing. And you have a lot of kids walking up and down the streets when you have people to the right that are probably soliciting drugs and doing whatever they're doing. So, that's what you would like to do with the property.
I would like my colleagues to check out that property over there before we even say, because those are some large property over there, and I understand what you want to do, and I thank you for all the efforts that you have done through. How long did you been doing this now?
It's over 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah,
so
over 10 years, and we've been paying taxes since 1978 in East Cleveland, and it's a double. So my mother, if anyone should be honored with that, it's not someone that's dead 6 months. She's been there since the beginning when East Cleveland was respected. So I understand what you all are saying. You need to value this, but you still should take into account the people that are paying your salaries with their taxes while they're working in another community and there are no jobs in East Cleveland and she's still paying RETA taxes and everything else. So, it's up to you all decision, but I didn't see anyone out there cutting the grass when it's bottles and begging to get things done. And across the street is a whole nother disaster. So she's a taxpaying citizen, has to look outside her window to grass that's about 4 feet high right now.
Well, I don't have no problem with this area, but when you heard us talking earlier today, that
Ma'am.
that area is over there where the man wants property and want to fix it up over there and put a garden over there. That resident, that property is ready for development over there.
And I understand, because I understand the whole process of the gentrification and how they played us in East Cleveland. So I understand we done had crooked people come in and take money for years away. You know what I mean? We lost Huron Hospital. We've been taking losses since the beginning, you know what I mean, since the 90s. And it's been downhill ever since.
And now it's time to pay our residents back, and I don't mind. And I thank you for taking care of that. And I will be looking into going over there and drive by of the things that you did for that lot.
Right, and it was a tree there, probably the biggest tree in East Cleveland, that basically destroyed my mother's roof, her porch. We just had to pay $12,000 from the damage that tree did to her yard. And it was a guy, Wilson Tree Company. He came out after Mayor King was talking to him about the tree, and this man volunteered to cut this tree down because it was horrible. So that just happened not too long ago. So it's been a nightmare.
Me and Mr. Martin is going to definitely come and check it out for you, okay? And we're gonna as soon as we check this out, we're gonna get it on the council agenda, okay?
Okay, I really appreciate that. So do you think, how much longer do you think that would be, just so we can get a ballpark idea?
We can possibly, it may be Tuesday.
Okay, and is that meeting open to the public as well?
If we put it as emergency, it goes to you right away, so yeah.
Okay, I really appreciate your understanding, but like I said, we've been dealing with that for years.
Yeah, instead of, if we put it as emergency, it goes straight to you instead of 30 days.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Councilman, Madam Chair, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we want to move this to the agenda.
Okay.
Okay, my colleagues, do y'all have anything that you would like to ask her?
I like to say that, what's her name?
My mom's name is Claudette Henderson. She was second.
What's your name?
I'm Lushelle Henderson.
Okay, Ms. Henderson, basically the council's in favor of you getting the property, but you weren't here when we talked about it, and that kind of slowed the process. So I'm willing, I'm willing to go out and take a look at it too. So you can move it forward, and we can go look at it in a couple of days. You won't have to wait till Tuesday, just let me know, okay?
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, I want to move it into emergency after we look at it.
I'm all right with it. Move it into emergency. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Gowdy, can I make a quick note?
Council Austin.
Yes, I just want to show you this tree right here. This tree was right here, was leaning over onto my property. So I asked the tree company to come out and cut this thing down. You see how it's cut down? This tree right here was leaning over and fell on top of my garage.
Okay.
So I had to pay to have my garage demolished as well as have the tree trimmed so I wouldn't have any more problems. So when you establish money on this lot, I was definitely concerned. And I know that you may have some information, but you don't have all the information you need. So there was some bricks right here on the ground. I don't know if you can see them from the previous house. And I showed you a divot up there about midway to the lot that's about 12 foot long by a foot deep. And that was what the last, whoever did the demolition of this house left all these divots in here. So there's no grass planting program here. So whatever you have by way of weeds, that's what covers these lots. And when the weeds die off, this is what you get. You get the dirt. So I would like to be able to plant some flowers and some grass out here and actually get this lot level because it's not level.
All right, I understand
So you
that.
see no beer bottles out here, do you? Not one pop bottle, no trash out here because I clean that up. Then respectfully, the neighbors have a child with some problem to throw everything out of the window. So I don't throw their ladders and their stuff away. I stack it up where they can go get it because she said she needed this ladder. Been out here for a couple of months. The child has something going on. So I don't throw their stuff for their beds away. I put it up against the fence nice and neat. I'm taking care of this lot. I ain't seen nobody else out here doing this but me. So thank you very much for your extra time and I appreciate it.
Well, we thank you for that. And once Willa come with the letter and everything, we'll go from there. Thank you. Move on with the next on the agenda.
Okay, resolution number 4921, an ordinance to authorize the mayor to enter into a purchase agreement for the acquisition of city equipment for use by the Department of Service of Vermeer BC 1800 XL brush chipper in the amount of $66,359, declaring an emergency.
Is Mr. Marshall on the line?
I didn't see him come
Mr.
in.
Who?
Mr. Leach, I see Mr. Leach. I didn't see, I seen, who do I see?
Mr. Leach, do not cut down no trees. We need a service director.
Yeah, I didn't see the service director. I seen somebody from finance. Yeah, I didn't see Mr. Marshall.
Okay, I don't have no clue how this machine operates, so,
Can I
But I
talk
see
about it?
down there what that it was to put the tree branches in that, and it makes, just chews them up and spits them out.
Right, can I address this legislation, please?
yes, you can.
Thank you. I don't know if you recall how the leaf vac machine kept on getting broke because of those branches that would go through them that were not obviously not leaves. So what I asked of the mayor is to actually, let's get a chipper. And I'd asked for this like almost 2 years ago. And what the chipper would do is those branches, those small twigs, that would give the service department the capacity to displace those branches that are left on the side of the road after a storm and so on and so forth, and not be piled up in the service department where the branches can become mulch and do some good for the community. This system will allow us to do that.
Madam Chairman? Madam Chairman?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I speak?
Yes, okay, you can speak.
Yeah, Mr. He's on, hello?
Yes.
Yeah, the trees and it eventually become mulch. And we need that machine. And I'd like to be a co-sponsor on this legislation, please.
I would also like to co-sponsor this legislation.
Did you hear me, Madam Chairman or Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. It chips up and it turns it into mulch. We need that. We need the
I
machine.
never said that we didn't need it. I just wanted to know who going to be operating it. And make sure that we get the training and everything. So, I mean, we need a lot of stuff in this city.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want it to be broken like the other equipment. That's why I'm asking for Mr. Marshall.
What?
Chairperson, I have Antonio Marshall on the phone, and I can speak for him if it's possible.
Madam Chair.
Yes, is Mr. Marshall on the phone?
Yes.
I have him on the cell phone, and he said that the chipper is for.
He need to call in. We got to put all this on the record. We don't need you to speak for nobody.
Tell him, like, Tim, I gotta go to my car and get my phone.
Somebody give Mr. Marshall the calling number.
Give me the number. My phone is gonna do that. All right, I'll send it to you. Okay. Antonio said he's going to get his phone charger and he'll call right back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Leach. We will wait 1 minute for Mr. Marshall. Is Mr. Marshall on yet?
No, didn't see him yet.
Madam Chairman.
Yes,
Madam
Councilor
Chairman,
Martin. Yes, Councilor Martin.
if he doesn't come on in the next couple of minutes, we'll catch him when he comes on. We're sitting around here wasting time. Let's move on.
Well, it sounds good, but Leach acted like he was on the phone talking to him a few minutes ago, so all he had to do is call in.
It's been 3 minutes and we just sitting here.
You want to go to number 50? Ms.
Yeah, let's
Dowdy?
go.
And then we'll go back to number 49.
Okay, all right, that's fine, Councilor Martin, I heard you.
All right, let's go to number 50 and then we'll go back.
Yeah.
All right. So number 50, resolution 5021, a resolution authorizing the mayor to transfer to Sean Herbins Asset Holdings LLC under the Neighbor Next Door ordinance and at a cost to $100, a parcel of vacant land held by the city as part of its land reutilization program and located at 13500 Garden, East Cleveland, Ohio, 44112, permanent parcel number 67105. 160 and declaring an emergency. Sean Herbins, Asset Holdings LLC, are you on the line? Sean Herbins, Asset Holdings LLC, are you on the line? Oh, it looks like we're striking out again.
Move on.
That's it. That's the last one we have.
No, Mr. Leach, we're gonna move Marshall. We're gonna hold that in the committee.
I guess nobody wants their properties tonight.
Can Mr. Marshall be at the council meeting on Tuesday?
Oh, I'm sure Mr. Marshall will be on Tuesday if he wants to.
Okay, Madam Chairman, Councilwoman Juanita Gowdy, is there anything else on the agenda tonight?
No, that's it. That was it, sir.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything that they would like to say as closing out?
Madam Chairman, just let you know the Hendersons are still on the line. We want the property.
What did you say?
I said, Madam Chairman, the Hendersons are still on the line. We want the property. Because the lady said nobody seems to want the property tonight. I think it was a problem with them logging on.
The
I
Hendersons
wish
got
that
to.
we can give you the property, but it gotta be next door to your house.
Yes, ma'am, it is. Right next door.
And Antonio Marshall is trying to sign on now. He
We
just
got you on
called me back.
agenda for Tuesday.
Oh, he's trying to sign on.
Ms. Henderson, we will vote on it Tuesday.
Thank you so much.
Antonio Marshall just said he will be there Tuesday.
See him then.
They said, see you then.
Okay.
And we would like
He said,
to,
okay.
Okay, remarks from the public is limited to 3 minutes.
we got to move this out of committee first. With the service equipment.
Madam Chairman, move it out of committee. I'm in favor of it. Move it out of committee. Put it on an emergency. Hello?
Move this as an emergency.
And put me down as a co-sponsor. Madam Clerk, put Martin down as a co-sponsor, please.
On the piece for the service department.
Yes, the People Service Department.
Oh, I
please.
put you and Counselor Austin already, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Sponsors.
Madam Clerk.
Yeah, see, you're both co-sponsors, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, now, Counselor Gowdy?
Yes.
Before we move, okay, so resolution 44, resolution 45 are both going to be moved to Tuesday's council meeting agenda.
Yeah.
Resolution 46 is going to be moved.
I mean, did that person come in?
Mr. Smith?
Okay, that's fine, yes.
Okay, 47. Donna Lynch, no, she was not. 47 is going to be held. 48, we're waiting to see if you get a letter. 49 is going to be moved. And 50, nobody showed up. So we're holding number 50. All right.
Okay.
All right. So remarks from
Okay,
the public.
Madam Clerk. Remarks from the public.
All right. Are there any remarks from the public? 3 minutes.
My council colleague, if they don't have no remarks from the public, do you have anything that you would like to say before we adjourn?
Just so, Councilman Austin, can I ask another question? I don't remember what the end state was. We were waiting on the copy of the mayor's letter from the Ethics Commission and/or going through the process of finding, not just history or precedents, if you will. We wanted to do something new and specific for the Neighbor Next Door program for the lot. And are you saying you're gonna move it forward, then yourself and Councilor Martin come out and take a look at the lot and talk to me about how much money and pictures of me and my family out there cleaning the lot and all that good stuff?
Anybody else have remarks? That's up to President Stevenson. Any more remarks from anybody? Anyone? Okay, Council Clerk Madam, we can adjourn this
Oh,
meeting.
and before you adjourn, Counselor Martin, co-sponsored all these pieces.
That's correct.
Okay, got it
That's
all, sir.
correct. Right. Thank you.
Okay, the adjournment is 7:53. Okay, good evening.